So I'm going to show you how I make my hedgehogs. So this is one of my hedgehogs that I like to make. And as you can see, it's got a rounded bottom rather than just the normal flat bottom that you normally see. So what you'll need to create the hedgehog is 100 pages from the paperback book, a piece of grey board to stick your hedgehog onto to give him a nice firm base, and then some extra bits and pieces that I've used are an ink pad and a blending tool. I also cut out some nice big leaves to put underneath him, and I've used a little bee die set to cut my leaves out of. I've also got a pair of Google eyes, obviously essential for your hedgehog, and then I've used a micron pen to just draw around the leaves and give them a stitch detail, and then the ink pad to just ink around them to give them a bit of depth. And then you'll need a nose for your hedgehog. You can use either a pom-pom, which you can colour in with a pen, or I found these little tiny wall balls that I think would make great noses, so that's what I'm going to use for this hedgehog. So you need to take your book, and the first hedgehog fold is you bring that corner all the way down to the spine and fold, and then you bring that edge down to the spine and fold. Now you can just make a traditional hedgehog and just fold that all the way through your pages, but I like to get the nice rounded bottom on, so I'm just going to give him a little rounded bottom. And you can make different size hedgehogs depending on the size of book you use. I'm not measuring, I'm just going to do that measurement, and then I'm going to do that all the way through. So that's my first fold. So you just continue on until you've folded all of the 100 pages. Depending on the thickness of the pages of your book, you may want to fold more or less. If you've got a very thick book, you may want to fold less pages. If the pages are very thin, then you can fold more. So I'm just going to continue on and fold all of my pages for my hedgehog, and then I'll show you the next step. So I've done my 100 folds, and I've taken my ink and I've just gone along all the edges with the ink just to give them a little bit of depth and dimension. So I've cut some extra pieces of scrap pages and just slotted them in and inked up the edges to give him some spikes. I've laid him out onto the grey board to make sure all my leaves fit nicely. So what I'm going to do now is stick these leaves to the underside of the hedgehog, and then stick it to the grey board, and then cut it out. So I'm going to pop my googly eyes on first. And I'm going to choose my nose. I think I'll go for this light brown one. I'm just going to stick a bit of hot glue onto the nose. on the hedgehog. So now you can see the hedgehog has a little face. So I'll glue it all together and then that will pretty much be it. Okay, so I've stuck all my hedgehog down now onto the base, so he's sitting on a really nice sturdy base. I've also cut out a couple of these smaller leaves and just dotted them around like he's been hibernating or she's been hibernating and rolling around in the leaves. So they have a very, very easy, quick and simple project that is a great one for kids, brilliant for your charities. I hope you enjoyed that and I look forward to the next project.